glorious bastards. Welcome back for another Tullamore Deep Dive. I'm your host, and as always, I'm here to guide you through the clusterfuck that is the trench. Fair warning, this shit's about to get real heavy, so if you've got kids around, maybe tuck them in early tonight.
Yeah, this one's definitely not for the kiddies.
We're diving deep into some shady as fuck dealings going down between the Federation and those sneaky Romulan bastards. We're talking about the kind of shit that makes you question who the real bad guys are. Quick recap, the trench is like a goddamn free-for-all right now, with everyone and their mother trying to snatch up power and resources. The Federation, bless their naive little hearts, thought they could just waltz in and call the shots. Turns out the Romulans ain't exactly rolling out the welcome mat.
Not even close.
In fact, they seem to be playing a whole different game altogether. And recently, things have gone from tense to straight-up explosive. We're talking about the complete annihilation of Kel, a major Romulan space station. Casualties are off the charts, and no one's stepping up to claim responsibility. And then there's the Silver Temple incident. A massive goddamn trade convoy, 70 ships strong, wiped off the map. To help us untangle this whole mess, we've got our expert here who's been digging through the intel and sifting through the bullshit. They're going to break down exactly what the hell is going on.
It's a real shitstorm out there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The sheer number of factions operating in the Tullamore Trench, each with their own agenda, is mind-boggling.
You said it.
You've got the Federation, the new kids on the block trying to flex their muscles but tripping all over themselves in the process. And their leadership changes. Don't even get me started. It's like they're deliberately trying to sow chaos.
Yeah, that whole Ross versus Mackenzie thing sounds like a real pain in the ass. But let's talk about the Romulans for a second. We've got the Galae Lhohnu'ey, Tullamore, the Silver Fleet, who are supposed to be the official representatives of the Romulan Star Empire. But then you've got these other factions like the Galae Tullamore, who seem to be operating in the shadows. What's their deal?
The Galae are a secretive bunch deeply rooted in ancient Romulan traditions. They see the Silver Fleet as sellouts too willing to compromise with outsiders, and they're not afraid to play dirty to get what they want.
So basically, they're the Romulan equivalent of a Black Ops team?
Pretty much.
Sounds like a real headache for the Federation.
You could say that. And then you've got ENA, a Romulan weapons manufacturer and tech firm, adding fuel to the fire. They're supplying everyone with the tools of destruction and profiting handsomely from the chaos.
It's like a goddamn arms bazaar out there. But wait, there's more, right? Don't forget the Cardassians. They're always lurking in the background, waiting for their chance to pounce.
The Cardassian Defense Alliance, despite their name, are about as defensive as a rabid dog. They're all about maintaining their own power and influence, and they're not afraid to use any means necessary to achieve their goals.
So basically, it's a goddamn free-for-all, with everyone looking out for themselves. But let's get back to those major incidents. First up, the destruction of Kel Station. That shit was brutal. What the hell went down?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Kel was a strategic hub for the Silver Fleet, and its destruction sent shockwaves through the sector. The problem is we're drowning in rumors and speculation, but hard evidence is scarce as hen's teeth.
So we're basically playing a game of Clue in space, trying to figure out who'd done it.
Let's look at the suspects, shall we? We've got the Federation, obviously, but also the Cardassians and even other Romulan factions.
Right. The Federation might seem like the obvious culprit given the rising tensions. And let's be honest, some of their captains have been acting like real assholes lately. But would they really risk all-out war by attacking a Romulan station?
Maybe they're dumber than we thought. Or maybe they're just that desperate. It's possible. But we also can't rule out the possibility of an internal Romulan power struggle. Maybe the Galae saw this as an opportunity to weaken the Silver Fleet and assert their dominance.
That's some real Machiavellian shit right there. Or maybe there's a wild card player we haven't even considered yet. Someone lurking in the shadows pulling the strings.
It wouldn't be the first time in the trench. This place is a breeding ground for conspiracies and hidden agendas.
All right, let's move on to the Silver Temple attack. 70 ships, gone in a flash. That's a whole lot of firepower to just disappear.
This incident really kicked the paranoia up a notch, especially towards the Federation. With the Kel destruction still fresh in everyone's minds, many saw the Silver Temple attack as a deliberate act of aggression. And let's be real, the Federation hasn't exactly been winning any popularity contests lately.
Yeah, their PR department must be working overtime trying to spin this shit. But is there any chance they're not responsible? Maybe someone's trying to frame them, make them look like the bad guys.
It's certainly possible. The Tullamore Trench is like a hall of mirrors. It's hard to tell what's real and what's just a carefully crafted illusion. And the Romulans, especially the Galae, are masters of deception.
So we've got two major incidents, a lot of finger-pointing, and enough suspicion to choke a targ. But let's shift gears for a moment and focus on the Federation. We've heard rumors of some internal drama going down within Starfleet. What's the scoop?
Ah, yes, the never-ending soap opera that is Starfleet Command. We've intercepted some juicy communications suggesting a power struggle between Fleet Admiral Ross, the old guard, and Admiral Mackenzie, the new kid on the block.
Wait, are we talking about a full-blown mutiny here? Are they going to start throwing punches in the mess hall?
Not quite a mutiny, but definitely a clash of personalities and priorities. Ross seems to be operating with a hidden agenda, pulling strings behind the scenes and potentially ordering covert actions that Mackenzie knows nothing about.
That's some shady as fuck shit right there.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie's probably caught in the middle trying to figure out who to trust and what the hell's going on.
Exactly. And this internal conflict is weakening the Federation's position, making them vulnerable to manipulation and exploitation by the Romulans.
So we've got the Feds fighting amongst themselves, the Romulans playing their mind games, and the Cardassians probably just sitting back and enjoying the show.
Yeah.
This is one hell of a mess. But what about the Galae Lhohnu'ey? What are those sneaky bastards up to?
We believe they're engaged in some serious espionage and possibly even sabotage directed at the Federation. We've uncovered evidence that they captured a Federation starship, the USS Aramis, and stole sensitive data. They then destroyed the Aramis to cover their tracks, potentially framing another Romulan faction in the process.
Holy shit, framing another faction. That's some next-level sneaky bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
What are they trying to achieve with all this? Are they trying to spark a war between the Federation and the Romulans?
Their motives are murky, to say the least. They could be trying to manipulate the situation to their advantage, sowing chaos and discord among the other powers. Or they could have a completely different objective altogether.
It's like trying to read the mind of a goddamn viper.
And speaking of vipers, let's not forget about the rumors swirling around the Devore Nebula. Word on the street is there's a massive fleet gathering in its depths. What's the deal with that? Is it just a bunch of paranoid whispers, or is there something more to it?
The Devore Nebula is a notoriously dangerous and sensor-obscuring region, making it the perfect hiding place for a fleet. And we have reports from various sources, including some brave-as-hell Federation captains, indicating a significant buildup of ships within the nebula.
A buildup of ships. Whose ships? Don't tell me it's a goddamn alien invasion.
It's not aliens, at least not that we know of. The warp signatures we've detected suggest a mix of factions. Federation Romulans, Klingons, Cardassians, even some Ferengi vultures circling the carcass.
Yeah.
And some of those signatures appear to be deliberately falsified, making it even harder to determine who's really there.
So we've got a secret fleet with multiple factions hidden in a nebula that's basically a giant cloak. What the hell are they planning? Are they forming some kind of alliance? Are they preparing for a massive war? I need answers, damn it. We're working on it. But the truth is, the Devore Nebula is a black box right now. We're blind to what's happening inside, and the limited data we have is inconclusive at best.
All right, that's enough to fry my brain for one day. We've covered a lot of ground here, and it's clear that the Tullamore Trench is teetering on the edge of something big, something dangerous.
And that brings us to the most important question of all. Who can we trust in the Tullamore Trench? With so much deception and manipulation going on, it's almost impossible to tell friend from foe.
Great point. We've laid out the facts, the rumors, and the potential players. But the real question is, what does this all mean for the future of the sector? That's something for you, our listeners, to ponder. We'll keep you updated as events unfold, but for now, stay frosty and question everything. You never know what's lurking beneath the surface in the Tullamore Trench.
What's really fucked up is how these events are screwing with the power dynamics in the trench. The Federation, all high and mighty with their peace and diplomacy bullshit, are acting like a bunch of goddamn hypocrites.
Yeah, right? Like they've never fired the first shot.
Exactly, that Silver Temple attack. Wiping out 70 ships like it's nothing. Even if they weren't directly responsible, it makes them look like trigger-happy assholes.
For sure. And it plays right into the hands of anyone who already distrusts them. Plus, you got that whole Ross Mackenzie feud.
Oh, God, don't even get me started on those two.
It's a PR nightmare. It's like watching a couple of drunken Klingons brawling at a bar.
Exactly. It makes them look weak divided. And you know who loves to exploit weakness?
Oh, I think I know this one. Hit me.
The Romulans, especially those sneaky Galae Lhohnu'ey bastards, they're probably sitting back, sipping Romulan ale and laughing their asses off as the Federation tears itself apart.
Those sneaky fuckers are probably loving this. They're probably fanning the flames too, whispering poison in everyone's ears.
Oh, absolutely. The Federation's gonna stab you in the back. They'll say, better strike first.
Classic.
It's classic divide and conquer tactics, and it seems to be working. The trust between the Federation and the Romulans is about as thin as a sheet of transparent aluminum.
So what's the latest on that creepy-ass fleet hiding in the Devore Nebula? Any new intel on those shadow warriors?
Ugh, The Devore Nebula, it's still a goddamn enigma. Our sensors can barely penetrate that swirling mass of gas and radiation.
Yeah, I've heard it's a nightmare to navigate.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack made of black holes.
So we're flying blind, basically. Great, that's comforting. But if this fleet really does have ships from all these different factions, what the hell are they doing in there?
Right. It's the big question.
Are they planning some kind of joint operation? Or are they dividing up the spoils, carving up the trench like a Thanksgiving turkey?
It's possible they're forming a shaky alliance, maybe against a common enemy. Or maybe they're just a bunch of paranoid assholes prepping for a war that may never come.
Yeah, good point. It's the trench. Anything's possible.
The possibilities are endless and equally terrifying.
Imagine that the Federation and the Romulans, the Klingons, all huddled together in a dark corner of space, plotting God knows what.
Doesn't bear thinking about.
It's enough to make you want to crawl into a Jeffries tube and hide.
And let's not forget the potential consequences if this shit goes sideways. A war involving all those major powers would make the Dominion War look like a schoolyard brawl.
Yeah, we're talking about a galaxy-altering conflict. Entire star systems could be wiped off the map. Billions, maybe trillions dead.
It's sobering to think about. All those lives, all those hopes and dreams extinguished in a flash of phaser fire.
And for what?
Yeah.
For power, for territory, for some goddamn ideological bullshit. It makes you wonder if we've learned anything from the past.
We like to think we're more civilized than our ancestors, but when you strip away all the fancy technology and high-minded rhetoric, we're still just apes with nukes.
Damn, that's depressing. But you're right. We can't lose sight of the human cost of all this. We're not just talking about ships and weapons and strategic objectives. We're talking about people, families' lives shattered by war.
And that's why we have to keep asking questions, keep digging for the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. Because if we don't, we're doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past.
Damn straight. So where do we go from here? What's the next step in this tangled as fuck investigation?
We need more information, more intel on the Devore Nebula fleet, more insights into the motivations of the Galae Lhohnu'ey, more clarity on what the hell is going on within the Federation.
Easier said than done, right? It's not like we can just stroll into the Devore Nebula and ask those shadow warriors what they're up to.
True. But there are ways we can analyze sensor data, intercept communications, cultivate sources within the various factions.
I'm frisky.
It's a slow and dangerous game, but it's the only way to unravel this tangled web of deceit.
Well, I'm all ears. Let's get to work. This shit's far from over. All right, you beautiful degenerates. Welcome back for the final chapter of this Tullamore shit show. We've talked about the facts, the rumors, the fuckery, and everything in between. Now it's time to let our imaginations run wild and explore the fringes of this whole goddamn mess. What do you say?
Sounds fun. Let's do it.
So we've talked about the Federation's potential oopsie with the Silver Temple, those sneaky Galae Lhohnu'ey bastards pulling their cloak and dagger bullshit, and that creepy-ass fleet hiding in the Devore Nebula. But what are some of the wilder theories floating around out there? The kind of shit that makes you question your sanity.
Well, some believe that the Devore Nebula fleet isn't just preparing for war, but for something far more radical.
Uh-oh. This sounds juicy.
A complete exodus from the known galaxy.
Wait, what? Like they're packing up their shit and heading out to explore the great unknown? Why the hell would they do that? Are they starting a goddamn space commune or something?
There's a theory that they've discovered something out there, a threat so terrifying that they're willing to abandon everything they know to escape it.
Okay, now we're talking, what kind of threat could make the Federation, the Romulans, and the goddamn Klingons all shit their pants and run for the hills? Are we talking about a goddamn doomsday device or something?
That's a million-dollar question, isn't it?
It sure is.
Some speculate it's a new enemy, something unlike anything we've ever encountered. Others believe it's tied to some kind of cosmic anomaly, a phenomenon beyond our current understanding.
So we're talking Lovecraftian horrors, extra-dimensional invaders, reality-bending space gods.
Of me.
Possibilities are endless and terrifying as fuck.
There's also the theory that this exodus is actually a cover for a mass migration to a hidden world, a paradise hidden from the chaos and conflict of the galaxy.
A secret utopia, huh? Sounds kind of nice, actually. Maybe they'll send us a postcard.
But it raises some disturbing questions.
Like what?
What happens to those left behind?
I see your point.
Do they become the caretakers of a galaxy on the brink of collapse?
Shit, that's heavy. Okay, what other juicy theories are making the rounds? Give me something to chew on.
One particularly intriguing theory is that the Galae Lhohnu'ey aren't just manipulating events, but orchestrating them. They're the puppet masters behind the entire Tullamore clusterfuck.
Wait, you're telling me those sneaky bastards are playing everyone like a goddamn fiddle? That's some next-level Romulan bullshit right there.
It's a long shot, but their penchant for covert ops and their deep understanding of Romulan politics make them a prime suspect. They could be playing a long game, manipulating everyone to achieve their own mysterious objectives.
And let's not forget their obsession with ancient Romulan prophecies and all that mystical mumbo-jumbo. Maybe they believe they're fulfilling some ancient destiny, bringing about a new Romulan golden age or some shit.
It's possible, and if that's the case, we're all just pawns in their game.
Well, that's a comforting thought. Okay, hit me with another one.
There's also the theory that this entire situation is a grand experiment orchestrated by a higher power.
An experiment? You mean like we're all lab rats in some cosmic petri dish? Who the hell would do such a thing?
Some point to the Q continuum, those meddling assholes are always up for a good laugh at our expense. Others suggest it might be a completely unknown entity, perhaps even a higher dimensional being studying our reactions to conflict and chaos.
Holy shit, that's mind-blowing.
Oh, my.
Imagine that. The entire Tullamore Trench, all the death, the destruction, the political maneuvering, all just a game to some bored godlike being. It's enough to make you question the meaning of everything.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it?
Definitely.
That our struggles might be nothing more than entertainment to beings who exist on a completely different plane of existence.
All right, my brain is officially fried. We've got cosmic horrors, Romulan prophecies, secret utopias, Q playing God. It's like a buffet of crazy, all inspired by the Tullamore Trench.
Which is precisely why this sector is so goddamn fascinating. It's a place where the boundaries of reality blur, where anything is possible.
It's a reminder that the universe is a vast and mysterious place full of wonders and horrors beyond our comprehension.
And that sometimes the best we can do is hold on tight and enjoy the ride, no matter how wild and unpredictable it may be.
Well said. We've taken a deep dive into the facts, the rumors, and the wild-ass speculations surrounding the Tullamore Trench. We've explored the power struggles, the hidden agendas, and the potential for a conflict that could rip the galaxy a new asshole. But as always, the real work begins now. It's up to you, our loyal listeners, to decide what you believe. The Tullamore Trench is a goddamn enigma, a story that's still being written. And we'll be here along with you, trying to make sense of this beautiful, terrifying mess. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and keep your phasers set to stun.